Yo, yo, yo. I never know if the number of people viewing is accurate on these things. I feel like the number's off all the time. Alright, so there's no one in here at the moment, but I'm going to start talking anyway, and I will see if anyone joins us. So it is day number 11 since Miss Helen came through and decimated Newport Richey quite nicely. I have, what's going on, brother? How you doing, Ryan? I am preparing because they are doing mandatory evacs for virtually the entire city at this stage of the game. Generally speaking, when there is a storm, they do... Make sure they're not overloading my dumpsters. All right, we're all right. I'm passing by two of my dumpsters right now. Generally, when there's a storm, there's going to be flooding, that kind of thing. They evacuate Zone A and occasionally Zone B. What's up, Stiggs? How you doing, brother? Oh yeah, it's tonight is going to be the record breaker, I think. I am pulling all my dumpsters in, so all of my rentals. Delaware, what's going on, man? How we doing, Stiggs? Yeah, buddy. What's up, Dan? So anyway, I am pulling all my dumpsters tonight. The storm is currently a Cat 5 with 180 mile an hour winds, which makes it one of the fastest moving wind speed hurricanes that's ever existed in the Gulf of Mexico since we started recording hurricanes. So this is the one and only hurricane in my lifetime that is a direct hit on Tampa, and it is the biggest and baddest hurricane that has existed to my knowledge, or one of the most powerful hurricanes that's ever existed. So it's a combo platter of just absolute chaos, in addition to all the chaos that we had 2 weeks ago. So you have a bunch of debris all over people's yards, all over the coast, and now they have evacuated zones A, B, C. I am zone C, and I don't want to have my dumpsters flying away or debris flying out of them. So I am spending my night. Thank you, Dan. I am spending my night. We have a 24-hour landfill service currently going on in the state of Florida on all the county landfills. Shout out Ron DeSantis. You're the shit. We appreciate you, good sir. I got a fun story I'll tell in a minute, but let me get back to my dumpsters first. So they did 24/7 landfill all across the state, to my knowledge, but definitely all the affected counties. So I have been staging dumpsters when I can. Now I am going to be dumping my dumpsters, getting them set in my yard, primarily just my yard, but I might leave a couple at my sister's as well, just so I have them in two different locations. So I am ready to go when we wake up Thursday, maybe Friday morning, and we can get to seeing what we can do to help out and make stuff happen. So I have at least 4 roll-offs. Yeah, I think, no, I take that back. I have, I forgot I have 3 over at my sister's. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 roll-offs and a dump trailer that I need to dump tonight, and it is 7:45. So I am going to be going well beyond midnight. I'll be getting myself an energy drink here in a minute and just burning some midnight oil. But I want to get all, if not almost all, of these cans dumped. I definitely want to get them all out of customers' properties at the very least. So I'm going to be spending my time tonight doing that. It also works out nicely because the landfill has no lines in the middle of the night, which is nice. Any precautions you taking to secure your dumpsters in your yard, or you think they'll be heavy enough? Yeah, Stiggs, I'm not worried about them blowing away. Honestly, if I have anything that makes my giant heavy metal bins fly away, I'm like, we're just so much more screwed than I can even think about at that point. So yeah, I'm not worried about I mean, I guess in theory I could probably like chain some legs together, but if they did move, I don't think they're gonna move far, and I don't think they're gonna move, quite frankly. They stay in a grass field, so realistically I don't think there's a high probability they're gonna go anywhere. And if they were to fly anywhere, you know, it just is what it is at that point. It's not like I, didn't put some effort into keeping them bunched up together and hopefully not flying. It's just the reality of there was probably a tornado literally in my storage yard if that were the case. But yeah, I'm also probably going to use a couple as like shields for the house. So we already have the windows not boarded. They're corrugated metal sheets, but we have the windows covered. I'll probably still park dumpsters on both sides of the house, maybe even one across the front, just to stop anything from flying into like the garage door, stuff like that. I am not overly concerned about the house. I don't think the hurricane's gonna like blow the house away, but we are on a swamp. We do have a bunch of cypress trees and pine trees in the backyard, and they sway in a nice breeze anyway. I don't want to be in the house with my kids if one of those things falls over onto the house. That would not be ideal. So we're gonna just evacuate for at least the night, see what happens, go from there. But I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. I just don't want to be wrong and have to deal with crazy with my wife and 3 little kids, because realistically, even if we just lose power, it's not like I'm going to be very effective out in the world knowing my wife is home with no power and all the kids running around driving her crazy. So it'll be nice to be together. The storm does have a little bit more of a southern trajectory right now, so it looks like the eye is going to go over Sarasota, which is good for me, terrible for everyone south of us. So prayers for them especially. But when a hurricane comes through, if it's north of us, we're going to get a lot more storm surge, which means a lot more flooding, and we're going to get higher wind speed gusts because the gusts of wind will be coming straight from over water to into where we live, versus when you're north of the hurricane, the bands are spinning over land while they come to get you. So all in all, it is looking like it's going to be quite a crazy situation. I am very interested to see where we end up in 2 days, but this could be quite devastating, to put it lightly. So not ideal. Kind of crazy having it back to back with the last storm. So not something I was expecting. Definitely not something I was expecting, considering I'm throwing a big old dumpster shindig here in a few weeks. But I have no plans of canceling it as long as everything is still doable. We're gonna be all right. But we kind of got to wait till this storm goes by to make sure that we can even throw an event and there is a venue to do it at. Speaking of which, I'm actually going to be driving by the venue here in just a second, which is kind of funny. All right. Let's see, Stigs. I'm assuming not all your rentals have synced up naturally to be picked up tonight. I'm sure you had to cut some people's rental time short. So, I did this last year. I did this again this year. Worked out really well both times. The second, like literally middle of the night, the second I saw flooding from both last year's hurricane and this year's hurricane, I set a plan in motion, woke up early in the morning, like 5 a.m., whatever it was, and I sat down at my computer. I adjusted all of my pricing structure and changed. I swear people are so stupid. Gotta love being on the road with other crazy people. So I adjusted my pricing structure, changed my rental time. All of my rentals were 2-day rentals the second that I saw flooding damage to the level that I saw it. So it was relatively easy to pull them all in this scenario. Most people are only using them for a day anyway, because I'm really encouraging people to speed it up. And then once this hurricane actually looked like it was going to be for real and it was forming, so probably Saturday night, I started letting people know, like, hey, I'm dropping this dumpster for you now. I'm going to be picking it up, no later than such and such time or date. Like I did one today, I did 2 today, where I dropped it and I said, hey, I'm going to pick this up tonight. If I happen to leave it until the morning, it's a blessing to you because I'm too busy to grab it. But plan for it to be gone tonight because I'm grabbing it. So it just puts a little bit of pep in their step, gets them to do things quickly. To answer the question of a discount, no. Most people just understand it is what it is. There's a freaking hurricane coming. So it does make sense that I'm going to be pulling in my inventory. And then 2, I am probably one of the best prices people are getting right now because I am doing everything in my power to help the community, and I'm trying to maintain a level of legal in the way that I'm doing what I'm doing. So Pasco County, actually across the state, I want to say all the counties now, but since our last storm, Pasco County was doing free dumping for affected residents. Nice, Brad. Yeah. So if you are in a flood address, and actually you didn't even have to be in a flood address. If you were a civilian, like let's say you pulled up in your Ford Explorer or you pulled your trailer or anything like that, you could dump for free, right? So the county is giving away free dumping for civilians, but commercial contractors not allowed to dump for free. You still have to pay. But the devastation this year was so much worse than last year that they were being a little more relaxed with it for the first day or 2. They were kind of just letting even commercial haulers just come in and dump for free as long as it was storm damage. And it was supposed to only be you helping the citizens, but like everything, there was a lot of like commercial contractors and haulers that were bringing stuff in that they were making a profit on. There was guys doing dumpsters, charging or including dump fees, and then dumping for free. So like, let's say for example, you're $500 for a 20-yard dumpster with 2 tons included. Technically speaking, those 2 tons are being dumped for free. So now you're defrauding the government for $190 because we're 97 a ton at this landfill. So a lot of fraud going on from a legal perspective. What I did was, it was pretty easy because I naturally already keep my dumpster and my dump fees as separate things. So if you look at any of my invoice, you have my price for my service plus disposal. They're two itemized things. So for me, the second the hurricane hit and they said free dumping, I just pulled my disposal out of the conversation. So I don't include tonnage. All of my service periods were dumpster plus disposal, and then I just let everyone know, like, hey, disposal will be free as long as you meet these criteria, but if they pull the plug on the program and the county stops letting me dump for free, you are going to be on the hook for getting rid of this stuff. So majority of people were totally cool. They totally understood. I worked really, really hard to get that stuff taken care of. I had people sending me their driver's licenses, all kinds of stuff, just finding a way to save people money, because most of these dumpsters are 3-ton dumpsters anyway. They're full of wet drywall and couches and shirts and stuff like that. I would say on average they're 3 tons. I've got plenty of 5-ton dumpsters, a few of them that are just under 2 tons, but basically everything is over 2 tons and almost all 3 tons. So I'm literally saving people $500-ish, give or take, on every single service period. Now, the county did start to tighten up because so many people abused it, so they stopped doing the free dumping for a while. I did actually get on the phone with one of our county commissioners, and I called him up. I said, hey, look, I'm a local hauler. I totally understand there are absolutely guys taking advantage of the situation. They haven't changed their rates. They're still, charging for disposal and dumping for free. I get it, but we have such a mess on our hands, and we have another hurricane coming. I really need some help from you guys. I will, use my influence in the dumpster world. I will talk to all the haulers that I know. I will get them to pull their disposal from pricing, whatever I got to do, you let me know. And county commissioner, who I've never spoken to before, answers the phone. I gave him that little spiel. He goes, let me call you back in 30 seconds. Gets off the phone. Literally 30 seconds later, he goes, hey, John Batista, who's the head of our waste for the county, John Batista said, get a picture of the driver's license, let them know the address that you serviced it at, and don't charge people for disposal. I'll make sure you're taken care of. If anyone gives you a problem, use my name, use John's name, and let them know you can dump for free. So I did that, got free dumping back on the menu, which was fantastic. And then a day that the county actually put out a bulletin to get haulers paid for bringing trash to the county. Now, they did get so flooded with applicants that they actually did not accept my submission, which was frustrating, but it is what it is. It was so last minute anyway. I just did an application last night. By the time I got to it, they said they already had so many people submit their applications that they weren't taking on any more people. But the county, right this second, is paying a certain number of haulers some obnoxious number. The number that I saw was $300 a ton to get waste to the facility. So it's kind of one of those hilarious, like, the government just going back and forth on giving us a hard time to even dump for free, to now they're in such a state of chaos that they're actually paying haulers just to come out and dump, which is hilarious to me, but it is what it is. I'm about to be pulling up the scale house window, so I've got a fun story once I get back, but give me 2 seconds. I got to get checked in here so I can get this stuff dumped. So yeah, they've set up a storm debris pile, which is pretty crazy. Anyone dump at Pascal? Yeah. Another crazy thing that's been happening, I am getting non-stop communication from really everybody, customers and all that, but I have talked to so many dumpster companies. I feel like a little county organizer or something. It's pretty funny. I'm kind of helping coordinate what dumps are open and where to go and all that good jazz. All right, pulling up on the scales. Let me go give them my ID real fast. What's up, what's up? Long time no see. You just the night shift guy now, huh? Do you like it? You get a little piece?
Oh, it's still freaking busy though.
Yeah. I was gonna try.
Jack Marion came through here a little bit ago. And he goes, "This is my driver's license." I'm like, "You're good."
That's funny. Yeah, I was gonna come in last night a bunch of times. Got to like 10 o'clock, and I was just so exhausted.
I bet. Dude, I worked Saturday. It's crazy. We worked till 5. 5 minutes before 5, they told us they're working at 7.
Well, I was like
7 o'clock. They said they need somebody to work at 7 o'clock before they're both 24 hours. Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I was so pissed off because I came in the following morning. They're like, "Yeah, only one person came for the 24 hours."
One person.
I'm like, "Cause no one told anyone."
That's it. Like nobody.
You know, it's crazy. I was staging dumpsters. I was pulling them from properties and throwing them at my sister's until like 11 o'clock that night.
Really?
I would have come here and dumped every single one of them, and we would have been best friends. I'd have brought you a pizza. Yeah.
Hi.
Good to go.
You know,
Thank you, sir. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, so I got a fun story now. So Pinellas County, which is one county south of me, it's the city or the county that St. Pete is located in, had a big mess up. The storm came through. Then they shut the landfill down. They weren't allowing private haulers to come through. Shout out Raps Roll-Offs. I'm about to drive by them. So they weren't allowing private haulers to come through. They shut the gates. They were only taking private transfer company and FEMA contractors. This storm's developing, so they know they got to get rid of all the trash. They actually, Ron DeSantis put out an executive order that all landfills need to be 24/7 because we got to get all the trash off the streets. So DeSantis says to all the counties, open up all the county landfills 24/7, find a way to make it happen. Pinellas County says, we're too cool for all that. We're not going to do it. So they close up shop, they gate up the property, lock it down, and don't allow people to come in. So what does big old Ron do? He gets the state police to go break the fence down. They staffed it with private, or I guess public workers. staffed it with Ron's crew of people that he had set up to do it, and then they ran the transfer station without the normal workers and fired head honchos of the Pinellas County transfer station, which I think is just so hilarious to me. All right, now let me we'll flip you guys around. I'm gonna be done, but I'll give you guys something to look at while I'm doing it. So this is what 24-hour storm debris dumping looks like, guys. How we doing? I have already bent my tarp arm and had to replace it 3 times this week because all these loads are ridiculous, which is fun. See if we can't find us a spot to dump. Next to the dump truck? Thank you, sir. Yeah, I got it. I keep as far away from the big trucks as I can. All right, guys. Bear with me just a minute. I'm about to get out of here, open my doors, and dump. That's enough room. All right, be right back. All right. Yeah, it's fun rolling with the punches on all the rules and stuff that they want us to follow for these different dump facilities and all that. Well, it's 1 down, 5 to go. Fun. Let's see. Daniel said, making that bread. Curious what you're gonna do when you evacuate. He's a man. To answer your question, Ryan, I am actually sheltering this time. I've never been to a shelter before. We're gonna find out how it works. It's probably gonna be kind of obnoxious. So, not super looking forward to it, but sounds a little bit better than being alone with my wife, my 4-year-old, my 2-year-old, and my 1-year-old, hoping a tree don't fall on a house. So, the shelter we're going to is actually a little more of a private one. I've got a family member that is a sheriff, and they have a shelter specifically for families of sheriffs. So I get to join the party over there. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's, I don't know anyone's looking forward to that side of the conversation, but it just kind of is what it is. We roll with the punches. When a Cat 5 hurricane comes through your town, probably a good idea to not be there anymore. So, actually, I'm not really even leaving my town. I'm just going to a more secure building in my town, but we're making it happen. All right. So I actually don't pay my dump fees here, but I do have to sign a piece of paper. So give me just a second. I will be right back. Hello again. 2.37 tons. That was actually kind of a lighter one. That was more of a furniture load. Look at how many cars are here at freaking 8 o'clock at night. I guess I'm not trying real well. Yeah, they're starting to get lined up, which is kind of crazy. It's been kind of blow right through here side of the conversation for the most part once you get past normal hours, but looks like tonight everybody's trying to get some stuff gone, so we're a little busy. I'll give you guys a little light. I know it's hard to see me, so I apologize. All right, then Daniel said, make Get that bread. So it has been a good week to be in the dumpster business. Sorry, I'm putting my ID back. Has been a good week to be in the dumpster business. It has been nonstop. I want to say my count, if I imagine it correctly, I've got to double check, but I want to say I'm at like 65 dumpsters in 10 days with one man and one truck and trailer and somewhere between 9 and 11 dumpsters. Oh, I went the wrong way. Shouldn't have gone this way. That is what it is. I'll be all right. So yeah, I am exhausted. I have been working my ass off. I have been in the truck by 6. I had 1 or 2 days where I was only in the truck by 7, but you'll have to forgive me for those days. In the truck at 6 and then not getting home until at minimum 9 o'clock, but I've had quite a few nights where it was 10:30, 11. Are you guys still there? All right. Tell me in the comments if you guys are still there. It keeps telling me it's reconnecting or losing signal. So I am not contracted with FEMA. I am just doing regular dumpster deliveries for whoever calls. I have had quite a tremendous leap in community outreach and people that well, hopefully it just hangs in there. I'm gonna be a pain in the butt. It's been a actually, it's kind of sad. I've had quite a few repeat clients that flooded out last year because we had another storm surge hurricane last year that flooded a lot of houses. I've had people 2 years back to back now call me up and get dumpsters because all their shit just got flooded out in the storm, which is really sad. So there's which is really sad. So there's quite a bit of sadness going around, but there's also quite a bit of happiness and appreciation, which has been super cool. You guys are friends with me, I put a post out the other day, and I think even the engagement on just that post was the vibe of the community. I had like, I don't know, 160 likes or something like that. I had a ton of shares, a ton of comments. Put out a post where I expressed my appreciation because dumpsters has always been kind of a commodity. It's not like a necessity unless, you know, obviously like a roofer, it's a necessity. But for your average homeowner, it's like, oh, I'm going to do some cleanup. I've got a couple dollars in the bank. Let me get a dumpster. So dumpsters have always been this like, you know, it's a kind of specialty service. It's not the merry evil, like, oh, I don't even want to spend all this money to get this dumpster type of thing. But in this scenario, it's quite a bit where we are basically one of the single most important services in the community right now. And everyone and their mother needs a dumpster. So the amount of appreciation and thank yous that I've gotten has been pretty tremendous. And I've had a few customers of mine, which, I mean, these people just had their entire homes destroyed, their cars flooded, their lives just turned upside down in a moment's notice. And I specifically, I'll never forget a guy named Carl. I brought him 2 dumpsters, help him out. You know, I got a little flexible with him on trying to help him with this and that and that sort of thing. And when we were all done with the service, he took a moment of his time and he's, you know, just expressed how much he appreciated me and was saying how just fantastic my customer service was and how great of a businessman I was. And I didn't bawl my eyes out, but he literally brought me to tears because he said, you know, Joe, it's not even just thank you for your help. Like, you actually went out of your way and made a miserable time in my life less miserable. And, you know, it was just this like 2-minute monologue of how much he appreciated me and how I've actually like benefited his life. And it just like, I just couldn't believe what he's all going through. I am, you know, getting all these compliments and stuff like that. It brought me, I genuinely made all the long hours and the exhausting work that I've been going through, and made it all worthwhile, because I've been majorly appreciated, but I don't think many people realize just how much I've been working trying to get the community back on its feet and people's lives back together. I have not taken a day off in 11 days now. I have nonstop 15, 16, 17-hour days, and I am doing everything in my power to mentally, not even just, I've been doing everything in my power to mentally reconfigure orders and how things flow to help each individual person. A lot of people have, hey, I couldn't get everything done in 2 days. Can you give me a third day? So I'm reshuffling that dumpster to try and get a later pickup, or, I'll try and find a way to get the next person their order without picking up that one early in the morning, do it in the afternoon. I've exhausted myself with just trying to work around everyone else's needs, because while yes, this is my business and my service, like, they are the ones that need me right now to be the person that helps them out and makes their life just a little bit easier. So it's been pretty cool in that regard, and I really appreciate all the love and the support from the community. So yeah, and the crazy part is we're going into this week with another hurricane. So this whole conversation is probably going to be restarting, and we're going to have a lot of chaos all over again, and it's going to be really sad. Hopefully it's not my house that needs a dumpster next. Thankfully, I'm not really coastal, so I don't see flooding being an issue, but the wind speeds of this the current hurricane that's coming are quite scary. It is no joke. So I am praying for myself, praying for my community, and expecting potentially the worst, which is a sad thing to even say. I don't even like letting that out of my mouth, but it looks like this one's going to be pretty rough. I do have some good news. Tomorrow morning, I get 2 more dumpsters. Evolution just shipped up to me, so I'm getting 2 more 20s, which is nice. I'll have 2 more 25s being built coming a week or maybe 2 weeks later, depending on when they can get that order done. So I am inventory, which is nice. I am excited to take delivery of it and be able to help some other people. How's it going, Alex? I appreciate the prayers. I know Houston's experienced some not so great stuff in the last few years as far as weather events go, so I know you guys know what it's like. It is it's pretty crazy. When's the last time Houston had a bad hurricane? They had one this last year, I believe. Came through there. I know Texas also has had all the snow and the freezing and all that stuff too, so I'm not sure if that was Houston, but yeah, I don't exactly know where this one's gonna hit, but if it shifts north and the eye of the storm goes above where we're located in Florida, it is going to be very devastating. So yeah, we're I don't want to say that we're hoping it's south, because obviously there's a lot of people that live down there and that would really suck for them. I know a buddy of mine, Patriot Dumpsters, is down in Sarasota right now. I just talked to him a little while ago. I know he's planning on evacuating, doing a couple things, doing a couple things in the morning and then getting out of town. But if you are anywhere near the eye or south of the eye, it is about to get wild. So yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore in that regard. It's just pretty crazy. I've experienced a lot of hurricanes in my life. This is my first like real serious hurricane while also having kids. and it just adds a new layer of scary to the mix that I have to deal with, which is not fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate all the love and the support. It's been a while since I've been able to do any of my YouTube stuff, so I want to let the community know that I am alive and we're all right. It's just been crazy out here, so I haven't been able to put together any videos. When I do have some time to edit, it is gonna be pretty epic because I have 11 days of little clips of footage here and there from riding through these communities you guys are gonna get to see. And then it looks like we're now gonna have part 2 this week, which sucks to say, but I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty crazy to see what happens in the cane day, and by Thursday morning I should know, roughly speaking, what the community effects have been, but it is on paper at this moment not looking good. So I need you guys to absolutely say your prayers, and I appreciate you guys. I may update you tomorrow, but chances are I won't. I'm probably not going to be in the dumpster truck. I am trying to wrap up everything tonight, grabbing those cans in the morning, and then getting my family to safety so we can ride this storm out and then help people to whatever level we are able to on Thursday, maybe Friday. Just depends on how severe things are and when things get cleared up. So I appreciate you guys. You have a good night, all right? Much love from Florida.